Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananda Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai. We are today reading 9 Canto, chapter 14, text 39 to 43. As it's Paurava intended by Urvashi. Yes, we are starting from the text 39 and Sanskrit transcription, translation, and after just verses, translation and purpose. Savasarante hi bhavan ekaratram mayeshvaras ramshyati apatyani chate bhavishyanti aparani boh Samvatsarante hi bhavan ekaratra mayeshvara ramshyati apatyanchate bhavishyanti aparanivo Samvatsarante hi bhava ekaratra mayeshvara Ramyati apatyani chate bhavishyanti aparani. 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。 . 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 。 .
。 。 Vatsalante hi bhavan ekatra maheshwara namasyati apatyanchate bhavishyanti aparani bhavo.
Transcription. Samyatsara ante.
Samvatsarante.
At the end of every year.
At the end of every year.
He indeed, Bhavan, your good self. Ekaratram, one night only. Maya, with me. Ishvara, my husband. Ramshyanti, will enjoy sex life. Apatyani, children. Cha, also. Te, your. Bhavishyanti, will generate. Aparani, our one after another. Boh, oh my dear king. Translation and purpose His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Oh my dear king, you will be able to enjoy with me as my husband at the end of every year, for one night only. In this way, you will have our children one after another. Purport. Although Urvashi had adversely explained the nature of the woman, Maharaja Paurava was very much attached to her, and therefore she wanted to give the king some concession by agreeing to be his wife for one night at the end of each year. Next verse. Understanding what Urvashi was pregnant, Paurava returned to his palace at the end of the year, where there at Kurukshetra he again obtained the association of Urvashi, who was then the mother of the heroic son. Having regained Urvashi at the end of the year, King Paurava was most jubilant, and he enjoyed her company in sex for one night. But when he was very sorry at the thought of a separation from her, so Urvashi spoke to him as follows. Next verse. Urvashi said, "My dear king, seek shelter of the Gandharvas, for they will be able to deliver me to you again." In accordance with these words, the king satisfied the Gandharvas by prayers, and the Gandharvas, being pleased with him, give him an Agnisthali, a girl who looked exactly like Urvashi. Thinking what the girl was Urvashi, the king began walking with her in the forest, but later he could understand that she was not Urvashi, but Agnisthali. Purport His Divine Grace. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that Paurava was very lusty. Immediately after getting the Agnisthali girl, he wanted to have sex with her, but during sexual intercourse, he could understand that the girl was Agnisthali, not Urvashi. This indicates that every man attached to a particular woman knows the particular characteristic of the woman during sex life. Thus, Paurava understood during sexual intercourse, but the Agnisthali girl was not Urvashi. Next verse. 33 will be end on this verse. This purport. King Purvasha Paurava when left Agnisthali in the forest and returned home. There he meditated all night upon Urvashi. In the course of his meditation, the Treta millennium began, and therefore the principles of the three Vedas, including the process of performing yajna to fulfill fruitive activities, appeared within his heart. Purport. It is said, Tityam Yajato Makhai. In the Treta Yuga, if one performed yajna, he would get the result of those yajnas. By performing Vishnu yajna, specifically, one could even achieve the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, yajna is intended to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While Purava was meditating upon Urvasha, the Treta Yuga began, and therefore Vedic yajnas were reveled in his heart. But Purava was materialistic man, especially interested in enjoying the senses. Yajanas for enjoying of the senses are called karma kandya yajanas. Therefore, he decided to perform karma kandya yajanas to fulfill his lusty desires. In other words, karma kandya yajanas are meant for sensuous persons, whereas yajna should actually be performed to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To please the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Kali Yuga, the Sankirtana yajna is recommended. Yajna Sankirtana Prayaya Yantis is Medasa. Only those who are very intelligent take to Sankirtana yajna to fulfill all their desires, material and spiritual. Whereas those who are lusty for sense enjoyment perform karma kandya yajnas. That is probably what we understand not working in Kali Yuga. No, maybe for some reason this can be because it's probably they donated something for the one who is performed, and is anyway human fact is there, and because of this is also some POC result is also. Well, one more. We repeat last verse for our session. Text 43. King Parava then left Agnistali in the forest and returned home, where he meditated all night upon Urvashi. In the course of his meditation, a Treta millennium began, and therefore the principles of the three Vedas, including the process of performing yajna to fulfill fruitive activities, appeared within his heart. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyanti Virandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunvitam Yena Tasma Shagurvaya Shishtaina Virustam Stivitam Yena Svayam Rabam Kadamahyam Dadati Svantikam. Yeah, this is last verse in our today's session. Is it mentioned what is after Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga is begun, and is for the condition of the Treta Yuga minimize it on the 25% of the purity of the this is age, and also purification of the acts, what is related in Satya Yuga mostly for the satisfying of the Supreme Lord, is it also minimize it, and devotional service on the different kind of degrees also coming mixed by fruitive activities. Yeah, what we can understand what is in the Treta Yuga, people who someone on our way practicing and have endeavor for kind of practice way, starting to perform spiritual activities for kind of fruitive results. And we see by this verse what King Paurava even Satya Yuga was lusty. Yeah, and he, what we understand, was much attached to the this is Apsara Urvashi and want to enjoy with her sex uh, without any stop. Yeah. And Urvashi, being Apsara from the paradise, was not much want kind of this relationship with him, and she also makes some what we understand from the first verse. Yeah. Giving him some concession by agreeing with him be his wife for one night in the end of each year. Others probably that 2 days of a demigods. Yeah. This means what she came to him after every 2 days and the night. Is it calculation of the demigods day and night, 1 year of the human earthly planets like we have. And we'll see what is life of demigods more longest, but it's still same 100 years. This calculation and experience of the influence of the time is different on the paradise planets, what we have here on the earthly planets, and is also is different calculation on the so-called hellishly paradise planets in the down on the more lower planetary systems. But this way have also have what is we can find in scriptures on the fifth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Also different calculation of the time, and we also like especially for the Rasatala we have also living for the long, and their life is usually finished by chakra of the Supreme Lord, and on the Nagaloga his Garuda is coming for the obtaining his share of the serpents. Yeah? And this is some stories you can find in the Puranas. Is we can understand from by this what is calculation of the time in the universe different for different places and different conditions of the life. And this means also what is rules and regulation for the different levels of planetary systems is also different. Yeah? And people and living entity also have different potencies and qualities and abilities where and also condition of the mind is different, and also is it condition of the consciousness also different, but still for the whole universe is I have attachment to the kind of fruitive activities. I mean actually not exactly fruitive activities, I mean actually exactly for the sense activities, yeah? Because it's every living entity in this universe and any other universe have senses for enjoyment of material nature, yeah? And everyone trying to predominate under material nature, and sex is its condition to be engage it in material activities. Yeah? But probably you cannot stop by your endeavor. Even great yogis who is coming for the process of mystic yoga, they have much endeavor to stop activity of his mind, but there's also his material activity. Yeah? It's a subtle activity, but it's also material activity. And the condition of the undergoing of the mystical yoga or Ashtanga yoga is it quite complicated and also quite difficult for the undergoing because it needs much restriction for the mind, is it restriction for the body, and also restriction for the even breathing. Yeah, you should be restrict your breathing and follow yama niyama, pranayama, and stop your breathing and do some. Also, I mean, actually, it's minimize your breathing for the proper concentration of the mind. Yeah, and it's also Tao kind of vows what is giving by and process is going like this. What is way I can understand from Srimad Bhagavatam. Even when we is it 5 years old Guru were going for the forest and he been there only half year, what is very very uncommon for the one who is follow the Ashtanga yoga or mystical yoga. But it was because of his teacher was Narada Muni, like in the case of the Chitraketu Maharaj. Is also Narada Muni was his teacher. You know, actually, is it very important? What we have to follow will be follow for the real teacher of the spirituality or spiritual yoga or bhakti yoga. How would say actually spiritual? You know, spiritual yoga cannot be not spiritual in any way. Is it yoga is yoga? Is it? But I mean about real yoga, not in kind of false yoga. What is we are as usually have in our time. Is it yoga kind of yoga? What they say hatha yoga? Is it not really hatha yoga? Is it really? Is it? I would say bhakti yoga. Bhakti. Because as usually they aim for the making, which is hatha yoga exercises, obtain the healthy and which is not healthy for the spiritual or bhakti yoga practice. This is mostly obtained for the yoga for the kind of sexual intercourses engagement. Is it subtle or gross? Or is it not much difference because in any way for the people who is looking for the fruits of the result, they in any way engage it in gross sexual activities. Is it because it's the aim of any fruitive activities. Restrict yourself in this world and by your action you will be elevated maybe to the more higher planetary systems, but in any way you will be engaged in the sexual activities, because sexual activities is where is it not giving kind of sinful result actually, but probably is it one who is leading by fruitive activities. They want to enjoy in the paradise, yeah, and on the higher planetary systems. They want to enjoy. I mean, actually, not more higher than the Indraloka, because after this is condition is different. Living entity who is going there, they as usually have an hour kind of mood and condition of a consciousness. And this is 7 of the planets of the vices, and also is it Brahma Loka, and also the kind of Surabhi Lokas. There is many different kind of. Yeah. But before is it Indra Lokas and Siddha Lokas and Raksha Loka, and also is it Bhuta Loka. We can find this in 5th canto description of this. And what is close to us is Bhuta Loka and Raksha Lokas. And living entity who are going where they have aim of enjoyment, and enjoyment more higher and more pleasurable there. Yeah. And it's quite even different from enjoyments what we have here. Is it on the way of a living entity who is on the higher planetary systems way, not even accept enjoyments what we have here, because this kind of enjoyments is kind of hellish for them. And sexual activities also is it different there, and not giving simple result, but still attachment is there, and attachment is more for this. And when we have to finish the results of the purity, they fall down here on the earthly planets. And here they, as usually, after this mentality of them still not changed, they still want to sexual engagement, and the attachment may be more strong than it was before, because sexual activities were that more pleasurable and not giving kind of a distress result after this, because everyone who is experienced of who know what is who is in any way someone on our way understanding about what is sexual activities decreases life of a human. Is it also healthy condition coming not so, because it's and mind condition also not so, and consciousness also not so. Is it sexual activities? It's actually is more dangerous for the spiritual practice than any other, even meditating not so dangerous for sexual activities. And one who is attached to the sex is really actually probably cannot sincerely enjoying, actually engage it in spiritual praxis, and even results will be different, because of this is spiritual practices will be in any way mixing and it will be in any way for the devotees. In this case of devotees, it as usually that recommendation is where what we summon in our way will be restrict with sexual activities, and in our society and to devotees for the Gaudiya, Madhava Sampradaya, and any other Sampradaya also, what is Vaishnava Sampradaya is also recommendation what way restricts the sexual activities and be engaged only for the children's and with way wife. And it's also important what we are understanding what is not be engaged for any other women's in any kind of activities like this. Probably Prabhupada is having comments writing what is possible have one wife or two wife or three wife, yeah, for the devotees because of men's is less than women's. But this is kind of condition is also what we can understand not so good for the spiritual practice because one wife is it have less attention for the for her like two wives or three wives, yeah? And more time you should be used for the making money, do comfort, and satisfying your wives if you have more. And there also will be some problems with government. I think every country is maybe Muslim countries not every country, so this probably I use recommending one wife for the people. Is it and in any way, sexual activities not much recommending for the one who is follow spiritual practice. But in any way, people who is attached to the sex have some concession for them. And in Kali Yuga, is it people much degraded, have engaged in sex probably without any restriction. And this is giving quite heavy pollution for the mind and consciousness of everyone who is all around. Not only for them, mostly because of always in this condition, but even one who is not in kind of such condition, is it also going on. Atmosphere is polluted, yeah? And because people for different levels of their life, they some in another way have to engage in common activities with one another. They have to reciprocate with one another. Is it also giving kind of result? And in this way, it's a recommendation for devotees. Is it what they have be in the way of preaching, because it's more influence for the clinic itself, and really is it also for the progress. Is it preaching itself giving this kind of result? Devotee can be progressing very fast if they want to preach and they have this mood of the preaching and try to realize their life on the way of the preaching. We'll see what is the time of a Prabhupada when Prabhupada is still the time of the Prabhupada. We have in the ISKCON, but as mood is little changed, but in any way, we'll see what is mood is same. I can also say actually, but as devotee, we're not so maybe much addicted to the preaching, but we'll see what is in the time of Prabhupada for the 10 years is movement that developed so fast and was so wide for the spreading of a Krishna consciousness that devotee maintain itself only by distributing books, yeah, and preaching for the all around, and they not have really much problems, yeah, and building temples and buying some property and opening centers, printing many books, many books, and do much and more preachings in that time. Is it we see, yeah, yeah, how it was, yeah, and what today still is it temples is building and is usually is in India. Yeah, sometimes it's somewhere, but very rare in India more and more. This is, and we also have much wide book distribution and preaching also. Where is it? And devotee also all around we preaching and distributing books. But we can see what is as usually is it maintaining of the communities and temples, especially temples. Is it now? Is it depending not much from the preaching and mostly from as he used to do for the different in other ways. And this condition mostly not so much because this society is it made by Prabhupada especially for the preaching and for the education of the devotees and new devotees who is coming and children who is growing, and this is important for society, what is condition of mood and also condition of the devotees, what we can more progressively have engaged in the spiritual life. This is Kali Yuga, and what Prabhupada is it for the last comments? What he says actually is it Yajna, what is Yuga Dharma of the Kali Yuga, of the chanting of the holy name, and Yagya Sankirtana Prayagyanti Husumedasa. Yeah. Prabhupada is it say one who is very intelligent take Sankirtana Yagya to fulfill their desires, material and spiritual, both. Yeah? And is it Chaitanya Bhagavatam you can find also? Is it a verse? What is say what side? What is devotee who is born for the devotional service? His fruitive activities be perfected in any way. By other words, is his activities even for the result of the fruit, yeah, will be coming to result what is will be dedicated to the Supreme Lord. Yeah? It means for the when devotees is have working for the make some service, business, and so on and so. When they have to do it for the some fruitive results, but obtaining money, comfort, and so they do it in the end for the Vishnu or Krishna itself. Yeah? Because we're building houses actually and making living and have some deity what is have recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu itself, worship to the deities. They have make atmosphere in their houses kind of devotional, yeah, and they have to use of their life for the worship for the deity. When someone in our way trying to preaching, they, someone in our way trying to spread Krishna consciousness all around. What is it coming to perfect way? Yeah, and this is what is Prabhupada would say. Is should be done by Sankirtana Yagya. Yagya Sankirtana Prayai Yagya Sumedasa. And no other way. And what we can find also in purpose of Prabhupada and scriptures, what is any other yagya, is it not recommending for the Kali Yuga? Only Dharma is means actually religious activities, yeah, religious. And Nitya Dharma, what is related to the eternal relationship with Supreme, Nitya Dharma, what is not mixing with any material conception. Is it aim for the everyone who's really want to the big progress in the spiritual life, Nitya Dharma. Yeah, thank you, dear devotees who've been today with us. Yeah, any question and adding, please?
Thank you. So one question is, you mentioned one is engaged in sexual activity, then they will not be sincere in devotional service. So, what if how they can again become sincere?
In this way. No, this is a simple answer because this is kind of attachment for the sex is not giving for them opportunity be detached from the material conception of the life. And this is conception of the life will be quite heavy influence for them because all of the meditation what we are seeking for Rava in these verses what we had actually he was meditating on Purvasa. He used yoga even for this is aim, is it? Yoga, is it? Yoga cannot be like this. Yeah, is it real yoga? Is it like is it maybe less degraded, but it's what degradation also was done in this particular case. Yeah, degradation was done. Yeah, is it? He was degraded. Yeah, from the he deviated from the real spiritual part of what is was used in Satya Yuga. Yeah, people have to use. What we can for the next verses we can will understand what is for the Satya Yuga was only one pranama mantra, and is it no many mantras what is used after what is mostly related to the fruitive activities of yajna, yajna. But yajna can be possible, what Prabhupada say actually, make the Vishnu directly. What is giving a different result, what is yajna, what is made for the kind of demigods for the material result. And the sexual activity is the same of this, because the sexual activities is basis. Is it what is some preparationists have what is living entity of the material condition of life is hanging in the kind of dish at the hole. That I mean, actually, that various crocodiles. Yeah, crocodiles, serpents, and so on. Actually, and just only one drop of the nectar is dropping in his mouth. Yeah, drop it in his mouth, and this is kind of drop with its sexual activities. But the soul so uh, much wanted by people who is living in this material world. I mean, for the living entity who is living in this material world. And just this is only one drop of a kind of this is nectar, actually, nectar. This is sexual activities. But the result of this is that this is kind of condition where is senses and relatives and so like crocodiles who is and mosquitoes and so what actually what is in Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto you can find it actually. What is deviate us from the real spiritual path is result of his mind is so much disturbed and touched for the and cannot be concentrated, and also it's different things we can find, and especially in Kali Yuga, degradation so much. Yes, and restriction of this in any way that people who is engaged in material activities for the fruits, they resist itself. Because sexual activities is they have to understanding this one is really that made them less abilities for the way endeavor for the attaining of a kind of material purpose. Is it like this? What they say about spiritual practice? What is need more endeavor actually, more concentration, more sincerity, truthfulness, and many qualities what we should be cultivating for the spiritual life. What is in Kali Yuga, this is kind of process. This is process of Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtana. Is it so easy and so fast giving result, and even polluted condition is working perfectly. His cleaning heart and mind is very fast. And what is you can find in the scriptures and what Prabhupada say and Prasthana Saraswati Thakur's side that actually what is devotee can be for the one life, be freedom from the modus of material nature and establish very eternal relationship with Supreme. What is giving for them opportunity to devote itself to Raganuga Bhakti and by will of the Lord come back to this very eternal home. Is it what is result? What is is what? Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Nobody was in the class, yeah? Don't hear it. It was? No, it's not. I just already switched. Or not, it's still not switched. It's still recording is going, yeah? No? Recording going? No, recording is going, yeah.